both of you at the same time. God damn. Hi. How's you? Ultron, hi. The three of you at the same time, goddamn. That's a lot in one go. I'm gonna say that. I feel like. Stony, hi. How was your morning? All day? Oh, I've been having a headache today, which is great. You know, all that. Which makes sense. I mean, it's normal. Technically, my doctor gave me like a diet to follow, and it's the first day, so it's fine, but still, it is bad. Anywho, basically the content of the diet, the outcome, the goal, all that is or the meals are on the first 5 days. I can eat whatever the fuck I want. Almost, it's just like the all the fat is supposed to happen on the last meal of the day. So because I don't really have a 3 meals a day type of plan, it just doesn't really work. But you know, debatable. Though I had to replace my usual monsters by no monsters, and so now we have water with lemon juice, which is great, and thank you. But yeah, it's gonna be fine. It is gonna be fine. And then the meals are composed of asparagus, zucchini, and Brussels sprouts. That's it. No meat, no fish, nothing. And no oil, no bread, no sauce. Just lemon juice and water. I'ma die. It's gonna be fine. It's just 15 days. I'm gonna be okay. Shantro, thanks a lot for the follow earlier. I saw that pop just before I started streaming. Welcome on in. I hope you're good. How are you? Who are you? How did you find the stream? If you have a design question, feel free to ask, as always. And yeah, all day. And if you were in ads when I was saying that, I'm sorry. But I hope you're good. Yeah, I mean, it's even worse than that. Kind of. It's half a liter of lemon water when I wake up. Then I need to wait 30 minutes. Then I need to go to a very specific store that is nearby and buy a small celery juice, like just celery juice. And then after that, I can wait 20 to 30 minutes again and then have my breakfast. Breakfast is gonna be, or it's supposed to be, a smoothie with like banana, mango, blueberries, all that. So that's fine. That's good for smoothies, but it cannot be a smoothie that is made with milk. It needs to be made with water. I haven't asked if it could be made with like almond milk or something that is different because it's kind of just water anyways, but maybe it's the same idea, whatever. And then I have the right for snacks, and a snack is an apple. That's it. And then my lunchtime is gonna be on the first 5 days, whatever the fuck I want, as long as there is a green veggie inside of it. So zucchini, Brussels sprouts, asparagus, leek, whatever. That's fine. And it can have a snack, which is half an apple or 2 dates. And in the dinner, at the end of the day, whatever the fuck I want, there is no restriction for the first 5 days, as long as the most of the fat is at dinner time. And then after dinner, if I want, I can have a snack, and guess what? It's an apple again. So I could eat 2.5 apples a day, which I don't think it's a good idea. So that's for the first 5 days. And then after that, uh, after that, for day 5 up to day 16th, it's the exact same thing in the beginning. The main difference is that the lunchtime is going to be mostly just the green veggie things, and not whatever the fuck with green veggies. So that's going to be kind of hard to follow. The main thing that she gave me was like, go have some cabbage salad type of thing. It's gonna be fine. Do some dressing with like lemon juice and some herbs, like mixed. It's fine as well. So that could be a thing. Yeah, it's really boring, but it's also really just 15 days, so I shall be fine. But knowing that I already have a fat ass headache on day one of trying that, even though I didn't really do exactly that, because I don't have all the thing that she wants me to eat. GK, hi, welcome in. That's gonna, yeah, that's gonna be kind of hard. The thing that is also half fun is the fact that on day 10 and 10 to 16, the snack change. Guess what? It can be an apple, or it's not or, it's an and celery juice again. So that's debatable. But yeah, then I'm gonna have my last cheeseburger probably tomorrow or something, and then I'm gonna start that strictly starting Monday for sure. But yeah. No, absolutely not. It's my doctor, GK. That's the thing. My doctor said because of the medicine that I have for my brain thing that are immunosuppressant, and because they are kind of strong and are also like on other things at the same time, in order to offset the the medicine effect and the body response, she think it could be interesting to have some sort of a cleanse for everything to go back to like base level, and then go into the month and be fine. So we'll see. It's not really to lose weight, but she said you might lose weight. I mean, I could. That's the thing. I could have kale smoothie specifically, but she didn't recommend them, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna stick to the one that I have. I'm gonna check with one of the places that I go to, like one of the places where I buy my smoothies in here, to see if they have like additive and other things that are available in the smoothie, because if that's the case, then I'm gonna avoid it. But if it's not, then I can go there and just eat the thing. GK, yeah, but Chris is not in the US. That might be American, but is not in the US. That's the thing. So yeah, and kale, if you don't know, or if you know, but like broccoli, kale, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, whatever we have on top of that. I forgot there is another one. These are the same plants. So,
It's muscle time!
God damn it. Yo. What did you stream, Agam? Or what did you try to stream? I know that my fan have been spinning more since I came back, so I think it's the dust around here. Also because the entire building is in renovation, there is dust everywhere, and there is a lot of dust in my flat. I'm like vacuuming every day, so that is that's a lot. But yeah, I need to clean up the inside of this fucking Mac soon. Right? Yeah, Denny, hi, welcome. And still need to answer your question that happened now almost an hour ago. Yes, why not? Why not do some music things today? Why not? It could happen. Yes. I'm trying to see if we have something around here that is covered in dust, but no, you can't really see it. It's just, I mean, my mic is covered in dust. Yeah. Why, Chris? Why? Why are you saying that? Did they speak in chat? I don't think I've seen them speak in chat, so I don't know. Yeah, so let's people lurk. Lurk is fine. And photo shooting seems like I have to see how to optimize the whole thing. I was about to say 3 things, but technically 2 now. OBS is good, but it might be processor intensive on a Mac. It depends on the Mac that you have, but still it can be processor intensive if it has been discontinued. But if you have, that's the potential too, if you have access to Twitch Studio, which is the OBS version but by Twitch for macOS, it is discontinued, and you shouldn't be able to get the file, but if you do find a way to get that file, do it and use it. It is optimized as fuck, and it's way more efficient on Macs. So do with that what you want. And then the last one is stream with Meld. Meld is a newer realm of streaming tool. It has started on macOS for just macOS in the beginning. It is how do you say that? Encoded and or streamed with Metal, which is the macOS based thing, and it's more efficient again on macOS processors. The platform is good. The app is pretty good and easy to grasp. It's also really intuitive for designers because it has an interface that is close-ish in some points to Figma. So if you have some knowledge of Figma, it could be interesting. So to use that, let me see if I can just find you the link of that. Mailed is good. And the reason, because people will ask, the reason why I'm not using these tools is because I want the fucking transitions and some of the plugins and integration that I have need OBS. However, Meld has made an update since 2 months ago, I think. Some months ago, whatever. And they have integrated natively the Move plugin. So anything that I have, right, that gives me the ability to do some transition like this is now native on Meld, and you have the ability to, like, as long as your sources have the same name as it is on everywhere, it will just make the transition. If you have effects, if you have like border radius, if you have crops, it will do the thing properly. So Meld is pretty good. So yeah, the reason what I'm saying Meld is kind of similar to Figma is because the corner radius, for example, on OBS, you need a plugin, you need something that gives you a mask. On Meld, it's just like the exact same thing as Figma. So if you open something that has like a capture, you hover it, and you have the small dots on the four corners of your shapes, and that's how you decide your border radius on or corner radius on the shape. So it is extremely intuitive and it's pretty useful. The UI is much better, and yeah, highly recommend it. It's just has said, like, Mac OS based, like, starting point. It contains an audio routing table, which is what we lack on macOS. Like, sound management on macOS is just shit, but this has an audio routing table as a base, and then, as I said, we have the radius thing that is really Figma based behavior, and everything is really intuitive. So could highly recommend anyone to check it out. It is currently on beta for Windows, but macOS native. So check it out. I don't know. It's pretty good. It is pretty good. And the interface of Meld is really similar to the interface of Twitch Studio when Twitch Studio was a thing. But yeah, I mean, if you're okay with Meld, you don't need the discontinued program. But it's just like just in case. You know, Twitch Studio is pretty interesting, but the interface is really similar, and it is less powerful. Like, it's really limited. The goal of Twitch Studio in its creation was to have the ability to do the exact same thing that I did with Clean Slate, which is giving the ability to new streamers to just download one program or one zip file somewhere, click on it, launch a stream, and be done. So that is pretty good, but it is limited. It has the goal of just giving you like a pre-made template stream overlay that works, but you just have to link your sources. So you link your camera, your screen capture, and that's it. It has built-in alerts. It has built-in chat, so that's pretty good. But then again, you don't have neat transition. You don't have integration with other platforms. So it's debatable, but it's good. It was good, at least when I tried it last time. But Meld is good. So if you think that Meld is good enough for you, if you try it out, just stick with it. It's gonna be easier. How was it? Did you co-work good? Maybe. What is that thing?
White P4
Yeah,
NTH3R just resubscribed for 17 months. Did someone say icons?
I did. White Panther, which is here. I've been adding a bit of a texture. It might be coming through on stream a bit for the ones that are like supposed to be. God damn it. Ah, interesting. That. Yeah, I know. I like green for some things. It makes sense. It helps. Or it should help, at least. That's wild. Why are they not the same? Oh, it's because of that? I see. I see. Debatable. Thanks a lot for the resale, I appreciate it. There were two people in there, one of them sick. That was me. Oh shit, yeah, well that um yeah. Yeah, I mean that makes a lot of sense. GK. That I mean I don't understand the people that go to places sick. That makes absolutely no sense to me. But you know, bitch, what the fuck? That's something that I don't understand as well. Like this is supposed to not be that. It's supposed to be smaller, but for some reason, it just it I yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Um, I mean, COVID was pretty deadly, if I do say so myself. Don't know you, but yeah, I've had some deads on COVID stuff. And yeah, Salma, White Panther, for the thing that I shared earlier on your chat. Um, Basically, I thought because sometimes you can have multiple times grapes, for example, multiple of one items in your inventory. I didn't want to have like grape, just one, and three times would be easier, I think. And then the only thing that might be a bit complicated is gonna be the order. Is it order in the order in which you get it, or is it order in the alphabetical order? If that's the case, then you will have like grapes, like irradiated grapes, maybe the same thing. Um, that's debatable. Right now it's ordered by rarity, so that's even more interesting. So that means that my shrimp could be heading for thing at the top, as in this is the highest thing. Could be nice. Could be nice. I know that I have technically, let me not see or share some titties. That's trash puppy. That's not titties, but that's kind of similar. Um, you. God damn it. Your name. Always. I don't. You shared the link earlier. I didn't click on it on desktop. I guess I need to do that. And I am currently in the swamp. Yeah. I have 2 420. But yeah, like that core being at 2 of them. This one, my green olives being like 4 of them. That's I don't want to have that olive 4 times. So that. Like I can explain the draft thingy if you want, which is dumb as fuck. But yeah. I will take a look at that in a second, Danny. Thank you for the link. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's fine. Good day. So yeah, so that was the ID in the beginning, and then I also think mainly because right now I don't really have the theme and the colors and all the things that I wanted to have. I kind of want to have the shrimps and the illustration, because I think it would be better to be illustration rather than icons. That's also why the title is that. I kind of don't want to do that with icons. I think it could be really interesting for us to go with colored related things. And so if you say that your shrimp is like cooked or not, it depends. If it's irradiated, it's going to be kind of more green. And so having a bit of a play on color could be really interesting. Though, I also don't really want to have a Christmas tree on your inventory. Even, I mean, currently it's not, so we're good with that. But I kind of don't want to have like some green here, some red here, some green-ish pale right there, some brown, some yellow, all over the place. That feels like it would be a bit too much. So much debatable, but yeah, to check. That's the yeah. You need a palette. I think I forgot, but for you right now, I think just using the Tailwind base palette would be enough. You would have enough variation of colors and shit and all that. That's
Andreas Sastev raided my stream with 12 viewers.
GK, good job on lending. That's the first thing. Second thing, Andreas, thanks a lot for the raid. I appreciate it. Welcome on in. How are you? How was your day? How was your stream? All of that. I hope you are good. For those of you who don't know me, I, Jaime Oe, am the helping designer. So if you have any design question, feel free to ask, and I'll be here to answer. Though, as always, if you need to raid and run, do that. If you need to take care of yourself, eat something, drink something, do that as well. Right now, we are just chatting about multiple options on White Panther things. Oh, almost Ultron. And yeah, I think you would be good enough in the beginning with just the Tailwind colors. Chanchuro, thank you for the first chat. In the beginning, that's for sure. And then we can have more details, but yeah, could happen. Could happen. But yeah, it's a fun thing that we could have. Or could add. I think personally that there could maybe, um, as in maybe have some sort of I know you want most of the game to take place in the chat, but I think there are some things that could happen in here. Like dropping items, switching zone. If you plan on having some sort of a live update, and I'm air quoting on this one, but it could be really interesting to have banners. Let's say, I don't know, let's say something like that. Just pops in and it's item name and then zone, and it's just this thing just popped in. Like this thing just dropped in that specific zone, so you need to go in the chat to claim it. Could be a thing, but yeah. I tried. I don't know if I still have them. I tried to use like DALL-E and other things to generate places and like land masses to just check. The bottom section is pretty good, but like that's the only thing we can have. I don't use Midjourney. I do prefer Midjourney over DALL-E. Yes, 100%. The thing is, I don't have access to Midjourney because I'm not in their Discord, and I don't have access to their online thing as well. Can you explain it to me in like a Discord message somewhere so that it makes sense? I can understand. Maybe. I don't know, all that. Nonetheless, I've been missing chat. That's what I've been doing. What's good? So. I've seen that. I read that. Larkham, the debacle about the draft thing. I'm gonna do that during the ads. The debacle about the draft thing is that Figma now requires you to move your drafts into a team when drafts have been known and useful for single user. So it's basically a sketch, a draft or something that you don't want to share with other people. And semantically speaking, moving a draft into a team, even if it's a team of one, it's still considered as a team that can contains more than one person. Therefore, there is like access rights and some settings and some other things that we don't really give a shit about. And so that's the main drama about that. The reason why it's picking up is because Dan is the most influential designer that we have on Twitter that just complains about it at the moment. Not the most influential designer in Twitter as a whole, but like on that topic right now. That is the reason why it's kind of a debacle. I feel weird about it because I don't have that issue. And I felt like the thing that happened on like a long time ago. They said you need to move your draft, and then I moved my draft into my team draft, and that's it. So, yeah, I don't know. Tex, hi, welcome in. How are you? And then we'll check the file in a second. Someone came in and I didn't say hi. And now I can't see. I can't read shit. Andres, she said today was a good programming day. Reworked 90% of the boot up sequence. That's neat. And now you need to raid and run. So I hope you run. You ran. You ran. Ran is the English version. Props. That's who I saw. Hi. How is you? So you want to, what Winter? You want a full map? Yeah, I have that idea as well. Like full screen. I think infinite Canva type of thing ish, where you can scroll around. Kind of similar to this one, if you have ever seen that. Maybe that could be interesting to you. But yeah. Charging, GK, you thought that charging was difficult? I mean, yeah. I think the latest, I'm on the freelancer topic now. The latest trend of using platforms like Lemon Squeezy or Stripe directly to build like a product that you then sell, and that's it. As in, you have your product, and your product is just like, oh, I can do. You said. Referral usually only gets in touch after something, but you know you said something right there, and apparently it scrolled down. 1 second. You said I found charging was mainly a problem when I tried freelancing platforms rather than cold acquisition. Now it's your main channel for leads. That's what you said. So I think it's the link in between charging and platforms that you found complicated. NGK, yes, for the French insurance. That's true. Oh, I see. Isometric thing. Oh, that's gonna be. So you want a Dofus type of thing? Don't even know if it still exists. Yeah, I think that could be great. I know you can't see shit, but yeah, I think that could be an um, interesting map system, but like the in-game system being like an isometric-ish format is really, I mean, it was really cool when we started building that. Um, but yeah, you know, I think, yeah, I think as a proof of concept, the current state of things with like just the tiles, like the screens and the platforms are good, but you will end up needing like some sort of a more visually appealing thing that I wouldn't be able to provide. Let's say that. I can give you these, which is the inventory. That makes sense. That's the thing that I can do, but the content inside is going to be kind of complex. And as said in the beginning, the map is probably going to be somewhere along the line of this, which is obviously simpler, but that could be the thing, right? You could have your forest, mountain, city, swamp, whatever, and then just have little dots of people being in places. Because in the beginning, I'm not expecting 300 people at once, or not above that, so that would be enough. But yeah, like something like this, right? Like isometric-ish placement. Could be interesting. Could be interesting. I can't with this fucking chat. I don't understand how it can't do that. Text, to answer your question, no. Kinda, yes, no. People think I am still there, so I need to use the fuse. And text you sent felt. I'm gonna check that out. Oh, GK, yeah, I get that. I understand that. For the freelancing platform, you have a lot of people to choose from, therefore you're picky about the pricing. I get that. Yes, yes, that makes sense. And congrats, props. I think I caught up with chat. Though, speaking of maps, I just found this yesterday and I'm obsessed with it. Okay, I see that. This is cute. So this is a map generator type of thing. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. It's to me right now, because I do know other platforms that do the same thing. It 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 looks like a copy of another existing thing, but there might be some interactivity and some multiplayer type of thing with comments and other things, which are pretty interesting. But it looks really, really similar to Mapbox. Mapbox, when they started building it, was really the same thing as Felt. The styles, like specifically the styles we had right here, that change of colors, specifically the second color that they chose right there, that color scheme was a very, very popular color scheme for a long time. And it's really interesting. But now Mapbox is just, uh, how can I say that? It can start to be really expensive if you need like a lot of data used. But yeah, it's free though. As far as I can tell right now, most of it is free, which is good. But yeah. Yeah, maybe then, maybe, yeah, maybe more ergonomics, but also the multi thing is kind of interesting. I don't know if it's more ergonomic, and I also know that I don't have enough knowledge about map building to be able to say, oh yeah, it's more ergonomic. Yeah, of course. So I can't tell. I can only like compare to things that I kind of know. And they have a free tier, and they are cheaper. That's cool. That's always cool. I mean, if you tell me Excel for maps, that doesn't sound like a more ergonomic option for me. It sounds like I'm never gonna try it out type of situation. That's how it sounds. Um, Let me see, Benny, if I can open that in Figma directly, which is the case. Then we can move on to shadows. So Denny had a bit of a, not question, but like reflection on shadows, because some people have been sharing these types of things with stacked shadows. Brett specifically, since 2 days ago, has posted like a stacked shadow tweet, and people are kind of dunking on Brett as always. But yeah, is there specific things that you wanted me to go over, Denny, or was it just like a shadow in general? Um, was it better? Why isn't it better? Um, thank you. This one is cute as fuck. Uh, like one of the reason why we are stacking shadows is to get the physical effect. When you look at a shadow from, like, let's say you put a piece of paper on your desk, the closest distance in between the beginning of the shadow and the end of the paper is extremely dark. But when you do a shadow in Figma, it cannot really have the same amount of spread and depth. So that's why we try, or attempt at least, to get like these diffuse shadows that basically are just stacked like crazy to get that washing off effect. But yeah. Yeah, so if we did you make them or did you make one from Brett that is kind of similar? Let me just use this one. So this is yours, left one. I'm gonna just do something similar. So this one is diffusing more. This one is just the depth.
J Palmer 86 is now following.
J Palmer, hi, welcome on in. How are you? Who are you? How did you find the stream? Thanks a lot for the follow. Appreciate that. So this one and this one can be kept. This and that could be enough. And then the main difference is gonna be these two that we can get rid of, but change these ones to something a bit like, I don't know, 8 maybe. This one, same thing. So the main difference that you can probably tell in between the two is that this one is a bit more blue than this one. But technically speaking, they have almost the same fall off, the same distance in between the button and the end of the shadow that is somewhere around here. This one is a teeny tiny bit more defined, if I can say that, which means that the distance here is stronger. It looks more like a physical element, and so in order to get that to be the case, you can like have a bit darker of a small one. This one is just the outline. So the outline itself could be just made with an outline. That's an option, but But yeah, you can see how instead of having 6, I'm ending with 4. That's a long ass link, and there is a comma in the middle. But yeah, you end up with something really similar, and personally speaking...
Yes, you too is now following.
Yes, you. Hi, welcome on in. How are you? Who are you? How did you find the stream? Thanks a lot for the follow. Appreciate it. I like your profile picture. That's a nice purple. So that's one of the options. And then if I just do that, you found my stream randomly. Well, that happens. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy it. We are doing some design stuff most of the time, so if you are into design, please feel free to ask some design question. And if you're not and you just enjoy stuff, do that. I don't know what to say. I'm gonna check their colors. I feel like this one is pretty much good in terms of outcome color thingy. Right. I know they are not the same. Right, Denny? I know they are not the same. But when you look at the difference in between these two, in terms of dev and code, that is 6 fucking lines for one fucking shadow, for one button. That's a lot of computing for one element. Even though if it's like a component and it's reused and it's like computed somewhere else, fine, same thing. This one is just one line for the shadow. It makes sense. It's a native CSS, one line of CSS thing, and you're good. This one's 4. The outcome is kind of, this one is a bit stronger. I think the difference is mostly on the opacity that I have, and the fact that the linear gradient that I have right there should be a tad darker on at the bottom to get the effect that we have right here. But that's mostly the difference. I mean, to me, that is mostly the difference. So yeah. What type of video do you edit? Yes, you. Am I pronouncing your name properly? Also, that's a question. These cards are on the. I think. What? God damn it! That's not the thing. I think what Denny shared is the cards that are used right in there. Did that change again? Did you revert again? Or did you just not publish the thing? I thought you did. But it's gonna be in there. Yeah, I mean, the one on the LinkedIn post are gonna be on that website. ZK, I know. I mean, Denny has been sharing the LinkedIn post everywhere. So, yeah. I know they look completely different. The one that they shared is the probably the one that Seki did, or Seki shared. It's the post from Seki with the Figma thing in the middle, right? That's probably these ones. I'm ahead of you. I've been seeing these cards before you, about a week now. So yeah, we can get similar results by duplicating the shadow and just having 2. So if I just do that and then switch my values to that, that's an option. We can also have the shadow in like multiply or other to affect more the background. But that's basically it. Right now I have 2. I have something that is more realistic. It's not as diffused and as simple, but again, I'm gonna just do my classic move. If we are here and you are in high contrast, that's high exposure, high contrast, kind of the same thing. It's usually what people will see. You will have like a bit more or a bit less visible effects. So soft shadow like the one that people are doing are really good for designers, but they are not really good for other people that have the need for glasses or the need for high contrast because vision impairments. And so like ensuring that this is also a visual cue for these people to make sure that they know that these things are clickable is pretty useful. So that's debatable, but yeah, it's an option. Like that's the main thing. I really feel like this is much better. It has 3 shadows. For example, yeah. Like this one doesn't change shit. Let me just check. Yeah, this is useless. And this is just the border? It's a sharp, no spread. Yeah. I mean, why not just do that? Was it 15? It's 10. You can do that. You can also make sure that this thing is in screen or overlay or whichever works best. I think somewhere along the line of like multiply would be better. I do understand why they want it, because that way if you put it as a shadow, the shadows themselves are gonna be like affecting the colors. But if you just want to darken the bottom section, once again you can do the same thing. You can just darken the bottom section by doing that, or like more vibrancy or something. It's always an option. Nonetheless, I feel like a border could be easier to grasp, but you know, at least the middle one was useless. That's the point. Um, uh, GK, do you want to cry more than you already are? Because if that's a goal from you, then can you give us the amount of experience that you have in design in chat? That would be appreciated. Just give me the when you discovered design and started to work on that. Chris, you're using Arc on Windows, right? Yeah, GK, that's the thing for me. Denny has been working on design for like 1 year. Gamless, hi, welcome on in. And I mean, I've been impressed. I just love what Denny is doing. I'm complimenting Denny most of the time. So yeah. Goodness, how have you been? How is your day going? All that. So yeah, I like these. I like these much. These are aren't they the Align UI ones? Yeah, kinda, almost close. These are cleaner-ish. Some sort of cleaner, but they are kind of the same. With the effect and all that. Eh. I like that a lot. Like that color a lot. So yeah, the point that I was making, Denny, in the beginning, when we chatted about that, is basically stacking might be might be great for most users, but in terms of dev, it might be a bit intensive at the end of the day, and that might not be the best things. But other than that, depending on the dev that you have and how much they are confident in their ability to recreate these effects without impacting the performance, then you should be good. So, yeah. Stony, what types of thing do you need specifically on the music section? Because I feel like we have most of our things already. Gameless, no, I've been sick since I came back. So, I'm still sick right now. I need, in like 30 minutes, I need to take another medicine again. Yeah. And, GK, I'm sorry about that. Not even. I mean, this morning I had some bread, but yeah, I'm not eating bread as a general diet thing. So, yeah. Yeah, beautiful shadows give you 5 shadows too. It's a stack thing. It has always been a stacked things. And as I said in the past, if you wanted, like, before we had the ability to stack um like shadows as styles, like as effects, we needed to have the same rendering option but with shapes. So we use shaped underneath shapes to get the shadows effect, which was a good thing. It's less processor intensive, but it's still annoying. You need the albums. You need the albums. Going back to the video on YouTube from the Spotify redesign, I do love what she did, which is what I proposed to you in the first place, and then you said no, so I want to make sure that this is not a thing that you want to do. She had made very, what's the fucking word when you do something, yeah, purposeful changes for the albums, the playlists, and the artists. Like, she have 3 really distinctive, that's the word, purposeful and distinctive looks for these elements. Do you want to do that or no? Yeah. I mean, Corbin would be good and a good fit for these shadows, Denny. That would be a good thing because he wants to have websites that is wowing devs, and so having like good and technically challenging things could be nice. The artist view is nice too, but I don't know how much data I have for it. Okay, I see. Plenty of people call Ligma. Interesting. That is wild. That is wild. The main reason also is because of this. I liked that ID when we did it 3 months ago, 4 months ago now. But I feel like there is a need for multiple different, as said, previews of things. And I think right now I just have these cards that are the item cards that are just the regular items for anything. And I don't think that's good. I think I need one specific for the music section. Yeah. I'm thinking how to declutter that section. So, for example, if we had that card not being that card and technically not being a card, so no background here and the entire thing with no stroke, and then that section of the image ratio gonna have somehow the 4 points or 8 points, I forgot how much it is, for the entire thing. I think that this is cleaner overall, and you can raise it, but you can also highlight things. You can also do what she did on the video, which is having this, maybe. As an option. God damn it. Right, to say that this is, I don't know, a playlist, maybe something that contains multiple things. I feel like that's better. I know that the stairs is not really good or good representation. God damn it. Please do. Please do. I also had a question about the for designers, but that is gonna be kind of complicated. Yeah, that could work. This is a bit more spread. Yes. But I do like the outcome of that. Like the visuals and all the things as said right here specifically. I wish this wasn't zooming in, zooming out as it seems to be. Also, this is not a this is bad. Sorry, this is the worst UI possible. You want to zoom in and then you want to move around, but then that drops a comment, and then you want to not have a comment, so you press escape, and then you close the entire thing. This makes no sense. So let's do that here, and hope that it works. So they have right here, they have like really 3 different representation of things. You have, I think this is like a playlist-ish. This is a discography with multiple albums, and this is an artist thing. So Estonia, I just want to make sure before I do anything, is this something that you want to go into and have 3 different components for 3 different things? I know you used to have something different as well for artist and albums, but just to make sure. Mix, hi, welcome on in. No, I wanted a difference in between the things. It's not me that wanted it gone. That is not true.
It's muscle time!
I see. Yes. I bitched about the full rounded image because it made no sense, and it still makes no sense for me to have the full rounded image used for the artist. It makes sense for the for a disc, a vinyl, something, but it makes no sense for the artist. If we have that for the artist, that's good. If we have that for a disc or a CD, yes. But jackets are square and artist profile pictures are square. It's the rounded thing that I don't like. But you can have different things, which is what I said in the beginning. But, you know, the beer. No. GK is not for real. Yeah, it is expensive. Mix. That is the point. That is the point. Damn it. Eh. Chris, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Um, Experimenting. Just have that. The goal is always the same thing. The goal is to get the visual to be similar in height and size and all the things, but still different enough to be understood as different things. So I'm attempting stuff. I like that, but I'm heavily influenced by this one, so that's kind of sad. um, that is not good. 24 hours awake, that is not good. Dev streams are good if you don't understand and the person's mic is good and they're not yelling all the time. Yes, that is good. I agree. I agree. Go to sleep, Stoney. You were awake on White Panther's stream, which I don't understand how that happened, but that happened. So go to sleep. Eh, you need some rest. That's what you need. I mean, it gets you questioned on what you want for the music. So if you want something specific, yeah, you kind of need to be here. Um, I'm gonna attempt this one. God damn it, not this one. It's fine. It's okay. You're gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I hate that so much. Rounded is just so much out of place. Um, every time it just breaks the alignments, and unless it is contained halfway through or in the middle, like the only way for me to get that to be visually centered and aligned and all of these things would be to do something along the line of this. And it's not an option, but I don't think it's a good idea. Um, I don't think it's a good idea. When we look at this example here, we have two different data. We have the the type right here, but we also have something else. Like this is a title with the name, and here we have the artist name but nothing underneath. So that is kind of complicated to keep up with all of that. Robin Spy, hi. Good midday-ish. How is you? Why do you say it's not an option? Uh, I hate it if it's left aligned. I don't mind it if it's center aligned. That's the thing. But I do not like it much. We go back to your messages in the artist page, the album page, the prep for audiobook and podcast. Playlist is a thing. I think I think audiobook are gonna be books, book shaped, which is different. That might be easier. I do like the one that Denny sent, which is the offsetted on the side, like this. This is pretty interesting, but it could be just, god damn it, could be just that. Anyways, I was reading chat, sorry. I'm also thinking ahead with like harvest states. Music card is gonna be that. Let's say that this is for playlist or like things. I don't think I have access to that. Nenny. Because this bitch blocked me. Because I said nothing. As insecure as we can to be able to block someone else to just complain about some of the thing they do. I don't know. He asked at some point, what is the worst thing about design Twitter? And I said design influencer. And he said, like who? I said, I don't know. I'm not going to point fingers. And he was like, so you're a coward? So I said, no, I don't stir drama. I don't give a shit. And then I got blocked. So, you know, shit happens. um, I mean, I think what he thought I was saying was him being a design influencer was the problem of design Twitter, and that's his assumption of his insecurities. But other than that, that's not what I think. So, you know, all that. So I think this is going to be the album. God damn it. Album, playlist, artist. I think that's the realm of thing that I want. I want the artist to be smaller than the albums because the albums is the thing that you're listening to, and the artist is the creator, but it's not as important to me. But we can swap both. It's fine, and that's gonna be okay. No, I'm not talking about Ilya. I'm talking about bitch. Daryl. Daryl Jin blocked me for no fucking reason. I mean, just that. It just makes no sense. Which probably the tweet that you were sharing was the one about the gym. Danny. I mean, the framer reply on Brett's tweet has been for pointing out that they had similar things since 2019 or something. So, you know, all that. So, question again. Does Does it make sense to have options directly on the list page? I don't think so. I think it would be easier. I mean, quick access on actions is good, right? We use that, but it is not necessary to have the more things on most of these things, and specifically on that page right here. I think it's more detrimental than anything else. So I'm gonna just remove that and hope for the best. And then the second thing is gonna be, I feel like again the secondary thing underneath. I don't know what we could have in there, but I think some data would be interesting to get, as in if it's an artist, right? Artist name, playlist title, and album title. Maybe here we have like X amount of songs, maybe here we have X amount of songs as well, but then on artists we have X amount of releases or of albums. I think that for consistency's sake, instead of having like an empty slots that doesn't have much stuff, it could be interesting, but yeah. Yeah, maybe. James is good. James has been really good. Dan has been really good. I mean, for me, most designers on Twitter have, how can I say, a bit of an ego problem, and if you criticize them, they block you, which makes no sense. So, you know, I block people when they are like dumbass on Twitter. Other than that, or French, but that's about it. Like my block list on TikTok is 90% French people, and advertisers. Also, when I have an advertiser that is coming through my feed, I go to their profile, block them so that I can't see the ads again, which is a bit of a hack. You can do the same thing on Twitter if you want. Ego problem. Genie, hi, welcome on in. I probably have, GK, probably have. And no, the first one would be for album. I kind of want to have different things, different states. That's gonna be weird and almost impossible to do on Harbor. We'll see. We'll see. then if you can do that, that's a good thing. Though, god damn it, it's it's gonna be really good for you, really bad for the dev. Or which always can work, or you do that and you make sure that they are made in Rive. If you make that in Rive, then should be good, because you then have the animation and all the things automated and dev ready. I think that could be a pretty good thing to do. Bitch, not there. Did I move that here? Yes, I did. Desktop here, music there. Yeah. I mean, have you seen, god damn it, who, name, person, I doubt it. Oh, I see. Have you seen this? This is crazy. The new $160 texturing on the new iPads is scratching using the new pen. That is crazy to me. That they didn't see that in testing again. Makes no fucking sense. One person specifically, I know. I think if I search zero cam, maybe I can find that person. Yes, that guy that just joined like Rive a while back, is doing a ton of things and has been creating a ton of animations and other things in Rive that could be really interesting, including heavily well done stuff in interactivity and other things. Like that. That's crazy. But it works. So, you know. Maybe you can do that or be inspired by some of the things that they do in here. So take a look. These are carousels. Can I do that? No. I need to replace that with music card. That's better, obviously, already. Let's say these ones are gonna be playlists, and these ones are gonna be artists, so that we have all of them in one place. Oh, and this one has been outed. Good. Let me see. Yeah, he's been creating like a photography app, but I don't really see the point. Yeah, this is simple, easy interface. I do like that. I do like that. We might need a bit more space right here. You think that the play section is collapsible? Why? Why? I mean, why not? Not against it, but if you or you can do the same thing as the sorry, let me rephrase that. You could do something similar to the settings. So let's say you have bitch, why are you there? Why are you there? Move that to components. Right, if you are in something like this, which I think is what you did, and you have like playlists and a collapse, you could have a CO type of thing, like playlist, CO, collapse type of options. It's not great because of the amount of space that we have is really limited, but you know, could could be an option. Just to CO. That's the plan. What? Sorry, 1 second. Have a good cooking time. I'm selling something online, used stuff, for 80 bucks. I am receiving an offer at 90 bucks. So they want to pay me more than what I had planned. Which makes no sense. This is either a scam or a scam. There is no other option. Like, how can you do that? How can you just see something sold for 50 bucks and just say, oh, I want to give you 60? It's just 50. What the fuck? Anywho, I didn't. I just took pictures of the boots, and that's it. No one has been bidding on that. The listing has been in there for like a week now. Ultron, have a good rest of your night. Please sleep and take care of yourself. So yes, Tony, I do like this. I like that simplicity right there. I feel like it could be more fun. Like that. Then we could also have a bit more rotation on other things, but it's kind of debatable. And now that I'm seeing this, What is behind it? It's these are going to be playlist for me. The first image is going to be the first song album cover that has been used to create that playlist. The second one, the one that is behind, is this next song. So let's say that you are building something that contains mostly, I don't know, Daft Punk music, because I'm just thinking about the YouTube video that we've seen. We may have the same album cover back to back, but it's not necessary, and most of the time it's going to be song one, song two, and that is the only thing that you would have. I think that is the easiest way of doing it. And if this is complicated, I am not against the fact of not having a cover at all and just getting like a color. Like, let's just say that this is going to be slate 8 or something. God damn it. That's not, technically speaking, that's not an issue for me to just showcase that there is something. If it makes things slower, then just let's make it cleaner. I feel like a cleaning would be easier to get, and shit. That's simpler. Like, it's a very simpler option, and I think it works okay. It's just an addition of something. There's just a subtle thing on hover. I mean, my point is just hover micro interaction. Not necessary, just gives you something different than the other ones. These ones are like growing their borders when you are not hovering, so it's like focusing you on that thing. Then on hover, it looks like they are bigger, but they're not. These ones are growing for real. And these ones just have a teeny tiny amount of interaction in the background, which is not necessary, but it's there to help. So that's the ID. At least that's my ID right there. Not necessary, just useful. And using the container like color, as you just said, I don't think it's a good idea. I think it could work, but I don't think it would work most of the time, because it will end up with a lot of Christmas tree again. So if we can avoid that, it would be good. If you have something, I can't zoom in. God damn it, you bitch. If you have something that is white or light color in the beginning, and then on hover it changes color, you will have a bit of a transition issue. So I would avoid that if I could. Well, technically, if you could. GK, have you good rest of your weekend, all that? Before you go, because I'm saying things every time when you want to leave, I think you should, if you really want to like explore UI skills and grow them, I think you should buy and or find UI kits that are available either for free or that you can like just buy and uh, just deep dive in how they have constructed things. And if there are some things that you see that you don't understand why, the reasoning behind it, feel free to ask, as always. But I feel like that's yeah, that would be the go-to for me. That transition is bad. Nonetheless, have a good rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend as well. I feel like this is bad. This is okay, but bad. It's the transition that is bad. It would be better if Figma just didn't fuck up. But yeah. Okay, so now going back to this, because, this. If we're reusing the same thing, the mini player is really cool. If we are reusing the same system or the same pattern for the things that are on top, I forgot what we didn't decide on but decided on to be placed in these boxes. We could reuse them system to have the same thing. So maybe a whiteboarder would have like an album, maybe a stack of things could be like a playlist, and if we have like a greater container, it would be an artist. I don't know what we can have on the top. That's the thing that I'm debating. But now they look out of place. So just thinking about how and what we could do to make sure that they match. They are kind of too small. Also, the color scheme is kind of weird to me. What do you mean by oblique setting? Robin Spy. I don't know what you mean by that. Like a diagonal thing? I think you touched on something that I don't know. To me, italic and oblique are kind of the same thing. Mm, yeah, I understand the base, I think, which is just an italic font will use different, like a different set of a font, and an oblique is just like the same thing as a viable font value. But hmm, does it have like a slider or something that gives you like a bit of a more granular choice? Um, it, you missed me not knowing something, White Panther. Robin Spy asked about oblique fonts, and I have no clue what they are. I do kind of understand what they are now, but but yeah, I have never. I I think my brain saw both of them and said, well, they are the same thing at the end of the day, so I'm just gonna combine the information into one single thing. Um, but yeah, it's kind of interesting. Um, Figma in font is really not a good thing. Again, all right. Story time ish, not really, kinda. Um, it's been roughly a year. Roughly. I have a feeling, it's a personal sentiment. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. I don't know. You decide. I feel like Figma is losing ground on the design community a lot, and that they will be probably going down in the next 5 years. I have that sentiment that they are working on things that the design community don't request, that only the stakeholder and the higher tier paying members are requiring, and the implementation of things that they have um, is just like bad for the smaller teams or the single team user. So the tool on itself is great, but I have a strong feeling that it's gonna end up being replaced by something I don't know what. Robin Spy to like reply to that. There is options, as in Penpot being open source is an option. Sketch going back to Sketch is a pretty viable option because it is uh, still there and still working. The only issue is that like it only works on Mac, um, and maybe a new tool, maybe something else is gonna take over. Maybe it's gonna be replacing the gap that Figma is feeling, because technically speaking, going from um, Figma to Framer, for example, is not necessary. Like you don't need. As soon as you have enough knowledge of Framer, you will probably just work directly in Framer and then um, move things in there rather than doing your design in Figma and then moving it to Framer. So I have a feeling that some of the designers that are currently doing landing pages and web store and all of that will just move to Framer entirely, and then have client meetings with multiple cursors and all of that in Miro or other platforms. Um, so I have a feeling that that can happen, and yeah. I don't know. I have that feeling that the design community is kind of more and more fed up with the fact that Figma isn't. They say that they do, but they don't, like, their words don't match the actions. So they say that they do listen to the community, but then what they push is kind of the opposite. So the draft thing that we talked about in the beginning, the pricing system, the the features that aren't kind of necessary for small teams that are only available for bigger teams, like the bitch, what the branching and merging, like the equivalent of GitHub for designers. This is a thing that we kind of need to ensure like viability of project, all of that. I don't know. What is WASM? That's an acronym that I think I've seen, but I don't know exactly what it means. And Robin Spy for the penpot thing, yes, I agree. The benefits of penpot being open source and the designer or design community and some of the designers that are old enough right now and fed up with design tools are moving into design engineering and being or having the ability to build things and code things themselves. Therefore, they could be part of the penpot community and build things for there immediately. So that could be cool. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. WebAssembly. I see. I see. I see. Yeah, for example, who's that? I mean, my point right there. Also, my camera is telling me that I don't have any battery left, so we might lose video at some point. Just so you know. Just so you know. But yeah, like that. That's the point, though. Joshua has been building a lot of things in code lately, and basically is pushing his ability to build things, and he's doing a lot of good thing. So, like, he has build a plugin for Figma, build a plugin for Framer, has a partnership with Adobe to build that in Adobe softwares as well, for his like chart generation things, and that's pretty good. That is pretty good. I don't know why the camera is dead, but that is kind of bad. Let me change the battery instead. No more face. That happens. Let's hope. Ah, goddamn. If only. Much better. Yeah. And Chris, I don't think Figma is a native WebAssembly C++ app thing. I think it's just I mean, it is just an Electron stuff. Like, I mean, you've seen that. Which is just Chrome. And I'm not on Chrome, I am on Figma based stuff. But I don't know. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I need to pee though. 1 second. Jerome, hi. Good day. Yeah. I don't know enough to be able to just comment and talk about that subject. I have no fucking clue what that is. I'm gonna avoid it. You know. Welcome back. How's the food? All that. And Jerome, how are you? How's your day? How was your day? How all that? um these are pissing me off. Something doesn't work. And on top of the fact that the background purple disappeared with the background being lighter. That's kind of weird. Yeah, I get it. Something like this is pretty good, right? That way you sure people will see that. Um The reason why I'm not sure and I have a bit of a hard time understanding and placing or doing something in there is I don't really know what you would have as pushed data, because that's basically what it is. Alright, cool. That's fine. It's not that complicated, but I get it. I get it. It was good. Busy work. Had a pack message. Good. Chores are done. Ready for the weekend and having a beer. Yeah. That's the thing as well. The diet that I need to go on next week. No drinking as well, because drinking is just sugar. So I don't have the option to do so. Most listened. All right, cool. I tried multiple rings. I can't. It pisses me off so much. Just the fact that they touch each other just doesn't work. I tried. I tried. This one, I used to have it on this finger, and they changed the model from the version 2 to version 3. Version 3 was a tad smaller than version 2, and I just ordered the same size by like the force of habit, and now I cannot do that. Yeah, I can't. This is the Aura ring. I have the second one. Right there. Right, you can't do that, but yeah, that's the second one. Now they are kind of too small. But she's dead. This one died for no fucking reason. Kind of sad. And then the other ring that I have, is it there? Oh, it's not there. It's one that I made myself. It's probably there. One second. That takes dust. This is one that I made years ago, and it's dirty. But yeah, when I was in mechanic, I built this thing. And do I have that now? No, I don't. The reason for the slit inside was like I made it specifically for magic tricks, so I could hug and snug like coins in there, so that I can move my fingers, and it looks like I have nothing in my hands, but then the coin is held right there. And these things, I don't have a coin right here, but you get the idea. I made that in 2012, 2013. And that's the type of thing that I used to do when I was in mechanic. Building shit. Having fun with that. That was a whole program to make sure that we had the whole machining working. It was fun. Stoney, I'm gonna say something weird, but I put on the heater today because it was cold. And 4 days ago, I had the AC on. So, yeah. Eh. I don't know. I'm never in shorts. Like, I've been in shorts when I was in Japan because outside was like 40 degrees. But that, yeah, nah. Never. You haven't, but I used to be on machining things, so yeah. I get it. I can't. It's just too much fear in my eyes. I can't do that. I can't do that. And yeah, I was thinking about getting the newest Ura ring, Jerome, but the one of the thing that I also don't like about having multiple rings and UR rings at the same time is because these bitches are fucking big. Like, they are not that thick overall, but they are kind of thick for regular rings. Like, a regular ring would be half the width on the side of the walls of the ring, and so that is also like they need to be in very specific places to be comfortable to wear, but the new ones are really cool. And there is better, more powerful rings out, like other brands that do the same thing, though, because I've been on Ura since their first ever ring. I have a lifetime subscription to their subscription model now. So most people that buy a ring today needs to buy the subscription and the ring, which I think is way too expensive and it shouldn't exist, but whatever. But because I have the free sub, I just gonna stay with them. I'm currently thinking about currently thinking about the rose gold because I do love this fucking thing, and I love the new design. I think it's really cute. It's simple, but that little thing, real cute. Other than that, that's it. um, but I have the the other one that is a spike right there from the first version. I think it's right there. Um, it's the same thickness. The thickness. It looks like it's a tad thicker for the battery to be in. Ugh. Ugh, that's sad. But yeah, I've been on them since their first version, so it's been a while. I like them. I really like making things, and I think I'm able to get past my anxiety at this point, so Machinist doesn't sound awful. It depends what type of machinery you want to like work with. And basically, OpenSpy, when I learned to be like a machinist, I was on
Ivy is
things.
now following.
E or A? ATV? Wait, ATV? Hi, welcome in. How are you? Who are you? How did you find the stream? I like your dog profile picture. This is a cute ass profile picture. I like that. Welcome on in. Thanks a lot for the follow. So when I learned on machines that were still running Tron, like Tron level UIs. So green and on black screens, and like really nothing good. Whereas today, the machine that we have for the same things are way more interesting in terms of UI and like behaviors transferring between the PC and the machines. So based on where you want to work, that could be a really interesting thing. It is part of the options for me to go back to that trade in Japan. But in order to do that, I need to like learn the Japanese language specifically for that environment, because it is not an English speaking community. The designer community in Japan is like speaking English. That's fine, but yeah, like I learned on things that are open bench technically, and yeah, that the anxiety there was kind of all the time. I also didn't make anything good when I was in school, as in welcome back, as in I had long hair, I had long nails, I had a fashion style that was not close to the body, so that was really complicated and prone to injury. And yeah, that was not a good move for me. And then today, like going back to that with the disease that I now have, as I said, it could uh, take out my motor function for 2 weeks, and it could take out my motor functions in an instant. I mean, in an instant, in like 2 days. So standing in front of a CNC or a lathe or something, and then being accurate, it's really, really complicated. Like right now, my ability to pick up stuff, and like and ensuring that I grasp them properly is becoming really hard. Like there is a ton of things that I used to just pick up a glass or pick up my phone or something, and it's just slipping out of my fingers for no fucking reason, other than my brain hand communication is just not there as much as it used to be. So that's annoying, and that's once again prone to injuries. So maybe Stony. Maybe the same, yeah. And Etive or Etiv, or how do I pronounce your name? That's the first question. And thank you for joining from Twitter. I appreciate that. And what the fuck?
Ivy just subscribed.
Why? Why? Oh, it's an A. Is it like a French A? I mean, with EY, that sounds weird. Are you French? God damn. Why do I attract French? I'm French as well. How did you find it? I mean, how? How? um, Oh, I see. I see. I see. I see. I see. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate the prime. Give me more. Give me more primes. And yes, Tony, that's a. It's not that it's not treatable. It is. It's still an incurable disease. That doesn't change, but the difference is the um, the studies and the treatments have like evolved, and specifically now the one that I have with the treatment that I'm taking right now, being like a, as you said, suppressible, yes, um, is gonna be easier for me, and it's gonna be easier for the people after me. So I'm keeping an eye on the progress and the research on that development and things, but I have doubts. I have some doubt. Um, but yeah. I see. Alan, hi. Welcome on in. Uh, that's kind of crazy though. Like the my sis that's gonna sound so uh placement things. My sister's um friends colleagues is specialized in that disease. And my sister's friend is a nurse as well, so she had like a chat with my sister about it, and she said the fact that I'm like a young person, also pretty much active, not in not here, but like when I'm in Japan, pretty much active, and that I have a pretty sane like train of life with the amount of the amount of food that I have is kind of debatable, but like the content of the food that I have and all of that is pretty healthy overall, except the monsters. Um, that was a pretty interesting thing for her to say that it's like a really good start to be able to maintain a livable life for a longer time because it started early. So we'll see. Maybe maybe not, maybe yes. I don't know. um,
It's muscle time!
Key. Been working around ADHD during the last 10 years. Smoking weed helps. This is not legal in France. Um, and yeah, but lungs infection recently made me stop it all. That happens. You could try the edibles. Edibles could work as well. Um, and you live in Spain, so it's kind of okay. So of my natural instinct, I'm back on doing too many stuff at the same time. I have Twitch open, scrolling Twitter on the other side of my screen, and eating dinner at the same time. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, doing a lot of things at the same time. Yes, that makes sense. Though, I mean, it depends. It seems from what you're describing, it seems that you have the trait of ADHD that is um the like it's not an attention deficit, but kind of like the fact that you need your brain to overload on things in order to be able to focus on something specific. So you need overstimulation on everything. And I do understand why weed would help on that department. That could definitely be help Flora. Hi, welcome in. Um, though, have you ever have or experienced hyperfocus? Probably without hyperstimulation. Is that a thing that happened to you in the past? Yeah, caffeine could help. Caffeine could help. Monster can help. Um, I mean, being able to do something like focus on one task or one thing to do without the need to have like music, a TV show, Twitter, other things, like just one single task. Is that did that ever happen to you? Um, Interesting. So you haven't yet. Can I ask how old are you? Just to the 31. Same range. Interesting. So you haven't had that yet. Cool. Um, I'm asking because it kind of arrived at some point in my experience where the focus was really complicated and I needed like music and a TV show and other things to be able to focus on like learning or school or whatever. And then at some point, I found something that was so interesting that I wanted 100% of my focus capacity to go toward that without any noise, any brain noise happening at the same time. And so when that happened, I realized that that was happening, and then I like kind of worked around how did that happen, and find or found a way to make that happen on everything. So if I want to focus on something specific, I then just go into that place in my head to be able to move through and just do that thing and hyper focus on that thing without having any noise around it. So it can be an hyper focus of like 20 minutes. But in these 20 minutes, I can do way more things than if I had to focus on many things that have noise on my in my room. So I don't know. Um, I used to. I mean, I think I shared that in the past. Um, so you found your. I mean, also if you're doing FPV drones, you cannot. You can't have any noise around you. Like that's not. That's no, that's not an option. That's gonna be an expensive drone if you have noise around you that distracts you on the path or the tree or the fucking children in the crowd. And that's children are fine, but you know. Um, yeah, I think the thing that I was about to say is I used to listen to so much music, like so much music, and then one day when that thing happened, I can't work with music anymore, which is weird to me. That used to need music at least to be able to focus on some stuff. And sometimes I'm like building, I mean, you've seen me do that, right? And build like thousands of icons and all that. And sometimes I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me listen to some music now that I'm building something that is like repeatable, and it just pulled me out, and now I can't. So get it out. Vocal trance? No. Never tried that. Alan, that is usually what I listen to. I mean, I'm a very hardcore type of person, so I'm listening to metal and trance and like dubstep, although not so calm things, and that works. But also, it depends. Depends on the day. Depends on everything. You know. So. I think the B needs to be. I think the B needs to be. That sounds really weird. Yeah, that's gonna help. Yeah. It's either time or there is some point where you are so overstimulated that you can't even focus with all of that. Like you have your habit of having everything working at the same time, every show working, everything that you currently need to focus, and then you can't even with all of that working, and so you try with nothing, and you figure that it still works, which is what happened for me. So I don't know. I see. I don't think she does perform still. Yeah. Stony, that yeah, that makes sense. If you have like recommendation, Chris, send me a link on Discord so that I can take a look, take a listen, and see if it would work for me. I am gonna do that, and I am gonna do that. I think that would help. Yeah, please, so I can listen to something, you know, and see if that's something that would work. Maybe. We got 8 and 12. So that is gonna be my slate alpha. Are you, by the way, Itty, are you a dev or a designer or both? I don't think you said that. I don't think I asked. A product designer, cool. That makes sense. That makes sense. What is copying? You're actually copying maybe a design or anything. What is copying? When are you actually copying maybe a design or anything? You mean copying for learning? My usual thing, Danny? That's your question? Robin Spy, that happened to me. I also had the same thing for longer, and realized that I didn't name my layers the same, and so that was why the transition didn't work. For two designers copying each other. So copying a design when designers are accusing each other, like of copying, like, oh, you copied my work, whatever. The opposite of devs that just don't give a shit because it works, cool. But design is subjective and it's visual, and so people are like, you copied my thing. Basically, it's when the likeness, the look of something is too close to something else. So if, like, for example, let's say the thing that you shared earlier, right? I think that the jackets on both sides is interesting, but if I were to recreate that same exact things with a big ass box around it and it called it my own, well, not really. That would be Elena's work. So that is copying. If I was to just do the jackets on both sides, but without the background, then maybe that is an an inspired design, but it's still a copy. Um, and then the last thing would be if instead of having them with an angle, I had them straight, a bit more in the middle, and maybe no background, then it is inspired by, but it's not a copy. So it's heavily inspired. And one of the things that I used to do, and I mean, I still kind of do it, not really, but kind of, when I post something, or when I used to post something, I have that at the bottom of my post saying that I was just like heavily inspired by this post right there. And therefore you can see, okay, so when I'm clicking on this post, I can see the design that they have made right here. Cool. I see how things look. I see how that sidebar looks. Okay, that's interesting. And then when you're looking at my stuff, you're like, okay, that's not the same things, though this one is really, really similar. So I see the inspiration, but it's different environment. So this is like a project management thing, and this is like a game management thing. So you see the reference, but you don't. It's not a copy. But yeah, that's basically it. So if you see someone that is sharing something that you have seen before, and then you check the timestamps on the post, for example, and one of them is like 3 days ago, and then this new one is brand new, but it's almost perfect of the previous one that you've seen, then that is a copy. And that's what people are like accusing each other of. So yeah. Yeah, also what Stoney said, kind of, yes. If you copy to copy, yes, you end up with a copy. That's it. If you copy to understand, which is the thing that I push people to do, then you are just copying to understand how it has been built. And then when you understand how it has been built, maybe you find a better way to build the thing. And that helps, at least to me. Yeah, I feel like the inspired by has been kind of lost. I forgot if I did it on this one. Yeah, like on this one, I had like an inspiration on this bottom tab bar, which I still think to this day is a thing that needs to be done and don't exist enough on apps. and I just wanted to have like an app expansion thing. And so if you clicked on your profile, it just expanded the entire thing, and you had all of the other things inside of the pages and all that. It was great until we had to do that with other languages, and that didn't work. So we stopped that. But yeah, that's the base. Your music player is used to be closer to Spotify. It's less close to Spotify now. I feel like I was about to say the build. The interesting. Something is broken in there.
PC__ho is now following.
God damn it, the player is close. PC Ho or Picho? I don't know. Hi, welcome on in. How are you? How did you find the stream? Thanks a lot for the follow. Appreciate that. I like your profile picture as well. The yellow in the background is really cool. I mean, the profile picture is cool, but the yellow is what stands out to me, or stand out to me. Yeah, Sony, kinda. I'm also really inspired by Spotify when I'm building the music section on your app, so I get it. I get it. So that's one, which I think was for artist. That's what we said. And then we have most listened album. And album is that. Chris, I mean, I'm not really agreeing with that statement. I think you should reuse what has been done before to the pixel. Like, personally speaking, I think you should steal and copy, and if you find something that works exactly as you want the thing to work, then you should just fucking use it. The main issue is the ego of designers. Again, as always, we are egocentric bitches, and when someone else is doing the same thing as us, we're like, oh, I copy my stuff, and we cry about it, which makes no sense, because there is no intellectual property. As I forgot who said that and in which movie that happened, but everything is a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. I think it's Fight Club. And then, like, yes, there are differences. You can improve on stuff, but, like, a mouse exists. Yeah, it is what you said, but it's not exactly... you don't have the point of designers being crybabies, because that's basically the point. Like, it's just a mouse, a pointer exist. There is plenty of them. They look the same, and yeah, it's just like a phone exists. When you look at, for example, going back to the Oura Ring thing from earlier, the companies that are doing the same thing, Samsung Ring, the other Superhuman Ring, is the exact same fucking design inside. And yeah, but yeah. I mean, Alan, in order for someone to not be inspired by someone else, they would have needed to live their entire life in a white wall room, and they wouldn't be creative for sure. So yeah, I don't know. It's just yeah, yeah. Good. The not caring is the thing, but also recognizing that some people will try to take advantage of you when um when you are a people pleaser. That's a thing. It's not the greatest. Bitch, how? Oh, that's how. It's probably gonna look like a mistake if I do that. I'm scared of this though now. Yeah. Yeah, giving credit is pretty interesting for designers and important for most designers, but also I think it should be there for everything. Like a dev reusing some code from someone else should give credit. The thing is, now it's not possible. You can't give credits to someone else because the someone else that you are crediting took credit from or took the thing from someone else already. Um, so yeah, I think the most powerful thing that you could do, Denny, would be to. I hate it, but you could. um, I think I mean I talked about that, but there is a bit of a difference, Chris. But before that, Denny, I think the thing that you could potentially do is or would be to learn art history and where movement came from. Because when you learn the basic and the foundational things that build up to where we are now, um, like the the thing that you're copying right now, you can just trace it back to the historical like birth of these styles, and then you can credit the original inspiration, which would be maybe a painter, maybe a comic artist, maybe something else that happened, maybe a trend on architecture that then gave birth to different subgenre of things, and then that ended up on the screen. But yeah, that's the best credit to have, because that way you have no, I just whatever interests you. So if like me, you are interested in architecture, go learn about architecture, the basic, the foundations, the eras of architecture. If you are more interested in, I don't know, fashion, maybe you can just go into the medieval fashion when things started to switch, what has inspired the switches, all of that. Most of the I should be here for this. Most of the changing a switch of design styles over the years have been like influenced by each other. So if you are going into learning architecture, you will learn that, oh, when we had like the one that everyone remembers, the brutalist era for architecture, which is like really concrete and squares and blocks and German, all of that, like at the same time, or or kind of inspired by, influenced by. There was a brutalist also era in painting, and it's just like for Renaissance, very French. The Renaissance. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that shit in English. It's the same thing. For the buildings, for the paintings, for the cars, for the music, all of these things were influenced by each other. So if you go into one specific topic that is interesting to you today, you will find while doing some research that some things have been influenced by other things, and therefore, like going back to the fashion industry things, if you're interested in fashion today, you will learn that it has been influenced by architecture, and then you learn about architecture, then you learn that it has been influenced by painting, then you learn about painting, and then you have your entirety of the art history kind of learned. It's pretty whatever the fuck you want. That's basically it. I love architecture, Robin Spy. That's the thing that most of you. I mean, we've talked about it in the past, but like if you go on my Pinterest, um, and I'm just scrolling through, you have a pretty good understanding of what I'm interested in. You can probably tell that architecture is present in like 90% of these fucking pins. And like there is a ton of things in there. If I go into my specific architecture board, which has a ton of pins, like these are kind of neo-brutalism ish. These ones are really weird. I love this. With the like curved walls, steel concrete, but pure glass, no frames. Like this is wild, but really interesting. And yeah, this is more brutalist, straight, even though it doesn't load. But like this bitch is more of a regular brutalist thing. Um, and this is technically what I love. And there is a ton of building in Japan that have been built in concrete, like in really brutalist architecture, but the interior is like greenery, and you have access to the sun and all of that thing that is like this one was close to my house, and it's a fun brutalist ish greenery ish thing. Love that. Love that. And the I guess one of the it's not one of the reason, but like where I grew up, um there is this really, really popular like architecture environment. I lived right in there, and I feel like this is probably what uh, like I was living on that in that building, right on the other side. I think my like I think my window is on the other side of this thing. So I had this downstairs, and I was living in there for like I don't know 3 years, not even 2 years. That's some sort of like really interesting, weird ass architecture that we have, and that was fun. The thing that is also fun while I was there, right here, in that specific corner and that specific entry, there was a very specific movie that has been shot, and it was the Hunger Games the last movie was shot right there. And one day I was just going for grocery and there was a lot of people outside and I couldn't go to my regular shop because it was fucking closed because there was a movie filming. I was like, okay. And then 3 years later, I saw the thing in theater. I was like, that's why. But yeah, as said, right? Um, that's one too many E. Yeah, these ones are kind of, to me, they are only feasible and manageable in some very specific countries. That is not France. Because French people will forget about plants and the thing will die. Whereas when I was in Japan, in Tokyo, and walking around, there was a lot of buildings that have like greenery and other things. It is taken as part of the building, and the tenants are taking care of the plants because it is part of the building. It is part of the lease, and there is this like culture of appearance, and so the if the building doesn't look good, then the people inside should probably not look good either. Therefore, in order to make sure that the building is appealing and welcoming and all of that, the people inside make sure that the building is great looking. So taking care of cleaning and all of that, that's very cultural thing. Um, I think if I go back to my Pinterest board with like architecture and shit, I think Robin Spy, what you would want to go toward, if you want something that is more integrated with nature, I think you want something that is more or less single house. Like not that you kind of not want uh, concretes, even though that's cute, but that's a render. You probably would go wood and or glass, but you would go with a single family type uh, of building or houses. And I don't know if I have some. There is a lot of Japanese concrete things. These ones have been amazing for me. Um, I love this concept. I love the entire project of this thing. It's just teeny tiny cubes that are just placed on top of each other. And it looks great and it's breathable. It's a nice grid. It can expand and retract when needed. Yeah, Chris, that's a thing. I mean, same thing for me. Like for Japan, the house that I would love to build in Japan, I would need some very specific thing to be able to be like earthquake and seismic proof type of thing. Um, oh, you want an underneath type of thing? I see. I see. There was one house that I saw 2 days ago that it's not on Pinterest. I think I saw that on YouTube or maybe Instagram. I don't know. But it is a below ground based thing. Technically, the the floor that you enter is the top floor, but it's just going down. So that's also really interesting. Yeah, you would go with something like this, maybe, like a in. This is not a house, but in terms of building foundational thing, that could be a thing for you, which I think is interesting. I do love concrete, so that's more personal. Let's see on the other architecture one. Have way less on these ones because this is a combined platform. Really fun that we have this one here. Yeah. Yeah, integrated into the landscape is really, to me, is really good. I think the the cave integration thing have been really interesting. But yeah, look at that thing. God dang. Nonetheless. I think for you, without disclosing where you are, and if you want to stay there, Chris, yes. It also needs some sort of a ventilation and like based on the temperatures and all that. So yeah. Yes. Geothermal is interesting, but it's also, it depends where you are and what you want to, or what you can build where you live. So if Kat was here, she would enjoy that. I have one of these. These are great knives. Credit card knives. Nonetheless. Yeah, I forgot who and where I have seen that thing. I don't think I've seen that on this one. I doubt it. I doubt it was a YouTube video. Yeah, it wasn't. Nonetheless. Cat is currently moving flat, so not really an option. I think the whole setup is in boxes. So that's gonna be complicated. Yeah. I mean, she was freaking out yesterday on like insurance and other things. I found her solution in like 10 minutes. Robin Spy, your things have been in boxes for like a year. So that doesn't count. But it's the same thing. You can't see them, but right there, my suitcase and my backpack that I travel with are still there, and they are not really unpacked entirely. But yeah, Danny, to answer the question again, whatever the fuck you want, whatever subject you think is interesting, and you should be good. Um, yeah, I mean, would you want to move in the same region, or do you want to move in just for the sake of moving? Because if that is the case, Chris, that's a pretty interesting thing. The the main thing for me, for you, it sounds weird, is children. Like it's just um, yeah, like the schools, and if it's changing city and you can't keep them in the same school, and then they lose their friends and their habits and all of that, that is not great. Yeah, Danny, that's the thing you should do. That is the thing you should do. If you do that and you find like the ultimate current state of your interest, um, you will go deep in a rabbit hole of like designing things. So I don't know. I'm gonna state things. Maybe jewelry is interesting to you, and you like necklace and rings and things. Deep dive into that and see how it's made. See how it evolves through the years. Maybe you like, I don't know, shoes, sneakers. Maybe you like sneakers. Same thing. See how the improvement happened when it comes to material, when it comes to silhouette, when it comes to like how did they decide to go from that thing, right? Which is weird as creation, but why not, right? To that, just similar base, it's still like high tops things, but interesting, different form, more like thicker, heavier. You have a bit of a details right there, different color scheme, all that. These ones are the Jordans, not Jordans, Kobe something something specific, whatever. I forgot the name. I have them on Pinterest with the name specifically if you want. Because these ones have been reused for me a lot. The KBB, the Kobe Bryant NXT LF. Maybe that's the thing. What did I say? NXT. Yeah. That. Yeah. The last Kobe Bryant shoes before the incident. These are fun. They squeak though. I don't wear them because they just squeak all the time. But right, same thing. If you are interested in shoes and sneakers and all of that, get into how the fuck are they made? Why did they choose to do? Yeah, he died. What do you want? Incident, as in the helicopter crash, and he dead, his daughter dead, the pilot dead. Yeah, incident. But yeah, like the fact that they decided to go with no lace, but no lace. Really fun. The fact that the sole has so much teeny tiny grips points that are made for the basketball courts, so they just like grip better. all of that. Like all the thinking is pretty interesting. You know, all that. So you could be interested in that. You could be interested in, as I said, like I've been interested in rings a lot. Like lately, I've been seeing these things that are almost 3D printed based things. I like inspirations, many things. Yeah. Oh, so the glue wasn't staying there? Yeah, I feel that. That's wild. You're strong. I don't think I would be able to rip that. Yeah, if you're interested in tattoo, uh, I think the point would be to get interested in the style and the history and the influences that bring things. So learning why people have like swallows right there, learning why people have different things or rings on their arms based on the countries that they're in. Like, for example, Japanese people will have different, like, the explanation. Um, what's the fucking word? Not explanation. Meanings. Different meanings based on the tattoos in Japan. All that. You can be interested in a ton of things. And Robin Spy, yes, I do agree with that, with the replacement thing and the maintaining, like, how can I say, the life of one pair of shoes. But there is a difference in between the comfort and how much breaking needs to happen before these shoes become comfortable. And then when you do a replacement of a sole or replacement of the leather of something, it is going back to that uncomfortable place. Whereas these bitches, first day, great. Like, no issues. So, you know, it depends. And also, like, the cost of a time. Obviously, you may buy like a pair of boots for like 200 bucks, and then you have to repair them, let's say, every 3 years, and it costs you like 50 bucks to repair every 3 years. Yes, that obviously in the long term is gonna be less expensive, but you only have one pair of shoes and it always look the same. So depending on if you're into fashion or not, then I get it. But you know, it's fine. I mean, not that it's fine as in do you, but yeah, do you. And Stony, that was a long time ago, so that's interesting that you have never even have a glimpse of that happening. Yeah. There was one uh, there was these ones. I kind of love these. So this is the same model that I have technically, not exactly, kind of. um, but these ones from Nike using like recycled material was an interesting initiative, though not the greatest, but still an interesting initiative. And I think more platforms and more bigger companies should do that. Specific, Specifically, the latest ones have been really good, but yeah. Yeah, I know, but still, I mean, it's Kobe Bryant. I didn't watch news either. I just was on one social media, and like I don't know, YouTube, for example, and I discovered that this shit happened. Yeah. Oh shit, I'm tired already. So yeah, Danny, um, maybe tattoo, maybe other things, but that would give you like a bit of a hint of the sources and the provenance of the inspiration for everything that others are building. So yeah. Side note for next stream, just a heads up, potential, maybe, I don't know. We may have another angle again. I think I'm gonna have a bit of a switch in the desk. I need to sand some walls and do some painting during the weekend, so there might be a bit of a change of positioning. I think I'm gonna point you more here, so you're gonna see more of that, I think. But that's debatable. I don't know yet. We'll see. Um, and yeah, I think I'm gonna do the thing that I said I would do in that desk and have the 434-inch screen right there with no Mac. So yeah. Right now, 3 hours and 20 minutes. No, I know that's not the question. Um, technically, almost 4 years. I started in November 2020. In the pandemic, like everyone else. So yeah, almost 4 years. I don't think we have rated Clarkio because I never knew, and I've never seen that name, so I don't think I have. Why did I start? The main reason why I started streaming was to have a portfolio online, a video-based portfolio, to make sure that any hiring person, I could point them out to a VOD or a time or video or something, and just say, like, you want to know how I am, how I behave, how I work? Come in the stream. Stay there for an hour. Stay there for 30 minutes. Ask a question. You will see how I interact with people. That will give you all the information you need to know if you want to hire me or not. And that was the main idea. And the initial streams, I think, were basically just Figma tutorials. Like, today we're gonna do a button in Figma. Today we're gonna do something, and I think the first ever stream was like 30 to 40 minutes. That was my first stream, and now 30 to 40 minutes is just saying hi to people coming in. Which is crazy. So, yeah, that's the that was the goal. And then after that, when I switched from doing mostly Figma tutorials of how the fuck do you do that, I decided to go into more like just answering questions, because it's way easier for me to just, oh, you have a question about Figma design, whatever, and I have the knowledge to help you with RSS. Maybe we have some RSS, that's neat. Maybe I have the knowledge to help you and push you in the right direction. That seems better. to me. So yeah, and yeah, no, I mean tutoring is just not good. Um, it's I don't know. Tutoring is weird. Like I would feel weird to be on one-on-one position, um, and kind of need to give you the data that could be beneficial for someone else. That's my base point on tutoring and teaching, on a one-on-one like mentoring thing. It's just it feels weird to me when you have a question that is specific and that would benefit more people. Um, it just yeah. I'm doing it for 800 for 1 hour, yes, but that's a deterrent. If you haven't understood that my freelancing prices are deterrent prices. The goal is to not work as a freelancer, is to have a freelance business in order to say that if something happened, if really you need me, yes I can, but I don't want to. That's the goal. Um, so yeah. And see, like Robin Spy, if you are like in the beginning and you have a question that is not in your view, that is not specific enough, then that will definitely help someone else that is just starting and that like join the stream. Um, yeah. I mean, I am already cheaper for you, as in for you streamers or streaming viewers. You can join the Patreon if you want, but there is no more content. You just have access to me for 1 hour per month for nothing, for like $50. And yeah, and free is really hard to beat because like I would repeat myself anyways. The thing that would you would ask on a one-on-one, you would also be able to ask it on stream, and I would give you the exact same answer. The main difference with the mentoring mentality and an on-stream help is the fact that if I'm mentoring you, I may have a bit more background and understanding of where you are coming from and what you have done in the past. But if you stay here long enough, I also have that background and that understanding of where you're coming from. So just come here. It's free. I don't know. It's just, it's, yeah, it makes no sense to me, to me being able to give you things. Yeah. I mean, you can buy the Mom UI kit, yes, 100%.
Mom!
Good, Denny. Good. Take the option, do the thing, and if I mean, again, from what I said on Wednesday, if it gives you a relocation package, I think you need to take it. I think that's what you need. But yeah, I think that's what you need. No, it doesn't. Not yet. That's the goal. The goal is to move out. And he wants to move to the US. That's that I don't understand, but it's there. But yeah, I am in the same camp. I wouldn't at that instant move to either, like Canada, the US, wherever. I yeah, I don't think it's a good idea. I think at the end of the day, it will just be really, really hard to find a place to stay, to like all of that, sustain life. So, debatable.
Parsazari is now following.
Parsal Azari. Hi, welcome on in. How are you? Who are you? How did you find the stream? Thanks a lot for the follow. Welcome on in. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing your name again properly. That Sazari. Yeah. I don't know. Yes, Denny, I could agree. I could also disagree, obviously. But God damn it. Yeah. I'm gonna shut the fuck up on this one. Oh, I should do that, shouldn't I? Yeah. Nope. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I want to live in Japan forever. It's just like it feels right to me to be there. So, eh, you know. God damn it. Sorry, I got focused for a second. Um, yeah, politics is a strong point. The free houses thing in Italy are also, I think I'm gonna and soon because my headache is stronger than I thought it would be, which is sad. But that's a start. Um, the free houses things, like the €1 houses, there is a new campaign coming or starting, or that has started not so long ago, that is in a better location than like than the previous one. The previous one was like kind of just an old town with old people, and that was it. But yeah, that's the thing also that I don't really understand, because I lived in different countries and in cities that are supposedly the capitals of the cities. I haven't been annoyed by politics or anything. I just lived my life, and I've never really been affected. So maybe I am on the side, maybe I'm not. I don't know, but it's kind of weird for me to see that people are like, oh. I don't think I've been lucky. I think I just didn't give a fuck, which might be luck, but just don't give a fuck. Like I have no clue on the elections. Like I people have been elected. Yeah, cool. Are they gonna steer the country in one direction or the other? I don't know. Do I give a shit? No. I don't know. Stony, you're left. You're not right. You're left. Yeah. You care about privacy. You're left. That's it. Denny, is just like currently there is a lot of policies around like ensuring that people are taken care of, which is good, but they are put in place to cover other things. So that's not, yeah. The system going in there, building permitting system, and so cost of housing. Yeah, the housing crisis also in Canada is kind of crazy. So I do understand that. But yeah, oh yeah, no, Stony, there is no like. You may have some points in your way of thinking that are right leaning, but you are mostly left in the discussion that we've had, in the things that you care about, in the position that you have on some topics. You are left leaning strongly, and yeah, that yeah, there is no need for like a gray area. It's just like, yeah, you are left leaning. I am like kind of central left leaning as well. Like I'm more. I don't give a shit. So I, I don't whatever. But technically, at its base, I have some position that are extremely left, some position that are extremely right, and therefore kind of more centered left-ish. Eh. I don't think Stony is right, Chris. I don't think Stony is in right-leaning thing. Mm-mm-mm. And privacy is not right. I mean, it depends on which state you are, but like for me, privacy is mostly left. Jerome, that's not good. That is not good news for the veggies, of course. Yes, Stony, 100%. I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. The fact that there are sides makes no sense. The fact that the to me, the fact that the politics exist makes no sense. We should just thrive to make the country better and like humanly related better, not like personal benefit better. It's just like, okay, can the country be stirred in a or steered in a way that the humans in it have a better life? Yes, cool. Let's do that. That's it. That's all. That's all the discussion should happen. No more. No, no. Can we have the immigrants come in? Can we have the gays be fine? Can we have other things? It's just like, does it benefit the humanity? Yes, good. That's it. No more. No more thinking. Just yeah. Does it work? Does it not work? I don't know. Can you give me the link, Stony, of that same person that you said earlier? That I forgot the name again? Or the end all? I don't know how it's called. The thing, that. Ah, god damn it. Shit happened. See, Chris, that's left. Who do you call Miss Vanilla doing Python? Who? Yes, Jerome, you are on the same um, neighboring thing. Miss Vanilla? You called her Miss Vanilla? Okay, fine, fine. I mean, I guess. I guess. It would be the first time, I think. I think. Manrave, hi. You arrive at the instant I am absolutely pressing that button. I hope you're good. I hope your day was good, Manrave. Thanks a lot for being here at the end. I appreciate it. As always, the VOD is going to be on YouTube. I'm going to be on Discord if you have questions and I'm not live, which makes sense. I'm not live until Monday. And yeah, if you want to stalk me on social, you can do that. That's not necessary, but that's an option. And yeah, I'm gonna do some reorganizing of the desk. So maybe there will be a bit of a change in the angle of the camera and the stream. I will see about that, but we'll see. Shit happens. Join the raid, that would be highly appreciated. As always, I said a lot of shit. And yeah, that's that's a lot of you. That's a lot of you. Anywho, take care of yourself. Chris, you won. Congrats. Congrats. That happened. And yeah, take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day, your evening, your night, your morning, your everything. Chris, I don't know how the fuck you are still awake, but that happened. And yeah, eat something, drink something, you know the drill. And see you soon. Bye.